What happens when the world's best Formula One driver steps into a completely different racing series for the first time? How did Max Verstappen manage to be 24 seconds faster than veteran Nürburgring specialists on his very first flying lap? And why are motorsport insiders now questioning whether we've been underestimating just how exceptional Verstappen's raw talent truly is? These questions became impossible to ignore last week when Verstappen made his GT3 racing debut at the legendary Nürburgring Nordschleife. What unfolded wasn't just a win, it was a masterclass that has the entire motorsport world talking. Let's set the scene. The Nürburgring Nordschleife isn't just any racetrack, it's a 12.9-mile monster that has humbled racing legends for decades. When the Emily Fry racing team announced Verstappen would be making his GT3 debut here, many wondered if even the four-time world champion could adapt quickly enough to be competitive. The morning qualifying session was delayed by fog, adding another layer of complexity. When the green flag finally came out, drivers faced slippery green track conditions, exactly the kind of variables that typically favor local knowledge over raw speed. But then something extraordinary happened. According to the race coverage, Verstappen went out on his very first lap and immediately set the fastest time with an 8 minutes 46.6 seconds a lap that was 24 seconds quicker than the next closest driver, 24 seconds on his first ever lap of the Nordschleife in a GT3 car. But that was just the beginning of what would become one of the most dominant debuts in recent motorsport history. You might think that impressive qualifying time was simply beginner's luck, or perhaps the conditions suited Verstappen's aggressive driving style. After all, he only managed to qualify third after Christian Krogness and Frank Stippler. Both Nürburgring veterans found more pace in the final moments of qualifying. The race coverage noted that Verstappen encountered significant traffic in Sector 3 during his final qualifying run, which cost him crucial time. Despite setting the fastest times in Sectors 1 and 4, he ended up 3.1 seconds behind pole position. For a driver making his GT3 debut, third place seemed respectable, but not extraordinary. But this analysis misses the bigger picture entirely. What happened during the race revealed something far more significant about Verstappen's capabilities. Because when the lights went out, we witnessed something that even veteran Nürburgring observers called unprecedented. From the moment the race started, Verstappen displayed the same surgical precision that has defined his Formula One career. The race footage shows him executing a perfect start, immediately moving into second place behind pole sitter Krogness. Then came the defining moment. Verstappen pulled off what the race commentary described as a beautiful maneuver braking into turn 1 on the outside, taking the lead in a move that was pure F1 class. But it was what happened next that truly separated him from the field. According to the race data, by lap 5, Verstappen had built a staggering 16.7-second lead over Frank Stippler. More remarkably, he set the fastest lap of the race with a 7 minutes 51.514 seconds. Just seconds slower than the outright lap record, and actually faster than any NLS pole position time from 2025. The numbers tell an incredible story. During his 15-lap stint, Verstappen's average lap time was 8 minutes 1.245 seconds, and he consistently increased his gap to second place for 12 straight laps. By the time he handed over to teammate Chris Lolum, he had built a massive 65.6-second lead. But perhaps the most telling detail is what the race commentators observed during Verstappen's domination. The race commentary repeatedly noted that Max's race pace looks more like a veteran Nürburgring driver with the gaps that he was pulling out. This wasn't just about speed, it was about racecraft, track knowledge, and the kind of intimate understanding of the Nordschleife that typically takes years to develop. Verstappen's teammate Chris Lulham, also making his GT3 debut, faced significant challenges when he took over the car. The 22-year-old struggled with yellow flags and traffic, seeing their lead fluctuate throughout his stint. This contrast highlights just how exceptional Verstappen's performance truly was. The implications extend far beyond one race result. This performance has raised serious questions about the ceiling of Verstappen's talent. We're talking about a driver who stepped into an unfamiliar car on one of the world's most demanding circuits and immediately dominated seasoned specialists. The race report noted that Verstappen's fastest lap was 4.5 seconds quicker than his nearest rival in his first ever GT3 race. To put this in perspective, such margins of dominance are almost unheard of in modern motorsport, especially when facing experienced opposition. This victory raises fascinating questions about what we might see next. Will Verstappen continue exploring GT racing alongside his Formula One commitments? How would he perform in other racing disciplines with more preparation time? The race coverage mentioned that this might be the first of many wins in GT racing for Verstappen, and based on this debut performance, it's hard to argue against that possibility. What's your take on Verstappen's Nürburgring masterclass? Have we been underestimating just how exceptional his natural talent is? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one. And if you want more deep dives into the moments that define modern motorsport, hit that subscribe button because we're just getting started. Until next time, keep the racing spirit alive.